All right, we are back. What's shaking y'all? I know it's been a while. I mean, it certainly does feel like it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple weeks. Anyone who remembers my last stream, uh, we were starting our like 2 week vacay, and yeah, I don't know why I'm still surprised, but it did not go according to plan. So for the second time this year, uh, my planned time off happened to coincide with a death in the family. So once again, I had to travel very far out of state for a funeral, and that was oh man. I think I could talk about it a little bit. I mean, it's not like my family's actually going to watch this anyway. So this was a very different affair from the last time. And it's not to belittle this person, right? Because like any death is tragic, really, to someone at least. But how do I put this? Um, so back in January, my uncle Mike died. It was very sad. It touched a lot of people. He was a great guy. He was funny and charismatic and enthusiastic, and he wasn't a perfect guy, but everybody loved him a lot, and we were all sad to see him go. And then this time, um, yeah, it was a little different. It was a little weird. This is a person that I was not necessarily all that close to. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, I knew him. I'd spent time with him, and it is a little sad to see him go. It's sad that I never became the great guitar player that he probably wanted me to be. I still remember back when I was like a teenager, trying to pick up guitar, and it was fun for a time. But there was just some points where I realized that it was not for me. Maybe when I have all the time in the world, right? But as it is, I've just got too many little hobbies and fascinations all floating out there in the ether. Uh, and it's just hard to know exactly when and how to like throw my energy into any of them. That's something I've always struggled with is like focus and discipline and that kind of thing. And so I realized that I just wasn't making any progress, that I was not ready to put in the dedication it would take to actually practice and get better at guitar. And so I had to call it quits. It's getting really expensive too. Uh, I think my parents were spending like $100 a month to put me through that class. Uh, just for me to like, I mean, I picked up the basics. Uh, and I had a great teacher, but um, I really liked the guy. I had known him previously, but that was also kind of what made it hard was that I would come back every week and not have made any actual progress. And he kind of already told me, he kind of already taught me everything that I need to know. And just one day I realized that we were just kind of going through the motions. He was just teaching me new songs, not actually uh teaching me how to get better. Because again, there was nothing left to teach. It was just up to me and and my discipline, and I didn't have discipline, so I had to call it quits. And I'm sure that was very tough for the the person in question, the person that we're talking about right now, because this is a man who is very much into guitar. And he, anytime I was around him, after I had started picking up guitar, he would try to. Hold on a sec. Let me fix the text here because I forgot to change that as usual. Uh, Anytime I was around him, he would try to steer the conversation towards guitar. I could tell that really wanted me to be. He really wanted me to be a great guitar player like him. And it just didn't work out. And then after that, we didn't really have a lot in common. Didn't have a lot to talk about, and that was sad. Uh, but then he passed away very recently, and it's been very strange. It's strange when you've got a family member that you're not actually that close to, and then you show up for their funeral, and then, you know, bit by bit, you hear all these things about this person that you never heard of before, that you never would have even guessed. Just like really crazy stories. I won't get into the specifics, but it's clear that I did not know this person very much at all. And there are other people in the family with a very different perspective on his life and his passing. And so there were a lot of mixed feelings surrounding this passing, and a lot of like weird stuff like family politics and such, all sorts of things being dredged up. So not a very pleasant experience, especially since, as previously discussed, this was planned to just be just a straight up vacation. I would go out of state and I would go to my favorite water park and eat my favorite burgers and drink my favorite strawberry lemonade and see some family, and then that would be it. But and not only that, did I then have to like wedge this very tragic thing in the middle of all this other stuff going on, but when you're out of state and you're relying on like your friends and family in the area to give you transportation, you're kind of at their mercy. You don't have your own transportation, and so the day that we planned to go to the water park, it was just all rained out, and it was terrible. So I didn't get to do that. Very disappointing. Now I know it's probably going to be another year before I can go back there. Uh, just all in all, not a very relaxing uh 2 weeks. I did my best to try and get energized and to try and uh reinvest in the channel. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about what's been going on because I've been a busy boy, been real busy. I should say one of the other things that happened was, I mean, you'll remember my memorial stream. Um, I was left a considerable portion of my uncle Mike's like video game collection, and so now having come back, his wife, my aunt Vicky, she's like, "Hey, I still got a lot of stuff. It'd be nice if you could unload it because I'm trying to clear out." And so I've like I was already pretty pleased with my last I don't want to call it haul. That sounds so selfish. My last what do you call it? Oh, memento, I suppose. Legacy. But I mean, this latest gift. I mean, once again, I just have to say I'm so grateful to my aunt Vicky for leaving this to me because she knows that my uncle Mike and we shared a great passion for video games, and so she is in that spirit. She has left me quite the collection, and you can probably already see a little bit of that collection right over here because uh, they left me his Dreamcast. And this is very special to me because it's not just any Dreamcast. This is like, to me, this is the Dreamcast. Um, I still have very fond memories of when I was little. My Uncle Mike lent my family this Dreamcast for quite a long time, like a few months, maybe even over a year. And I was just playing up a storm on this thing. I really love playing Soul Calibur and played a little bit of Soul Reaver as well. And so getting this uh, to keep is it's really special. And naturally, with the Dreamcast comes the Dreamcast collection. So let me unearth this right here. I should have dug this out before stream, but I've got almost all the classics now, except for Power Stone 1 and 2. Like I've got, Soul Reaver, that old copy of Soul Reaver. I've got his old copy of Soul Calibur that I used to play all the time. And I've got ones that I've never played. I've always wanted to play Crazy Taxi. And I've never played a Sonic game either. Sonic Adventure just might be my first Sonic game ever. And yes, these are real physical copies in, well, decent enough condition. Yeah. Um, let's see. What is some of these I don't even remember. What is this? Got some oddities like Ultimate Fighting Championship? Step into the octagon and find out. I've never heard of this. See what other wild oddities are here. Sega Genesis 2K2. Wow. Oh, I should have fished these out before. Okay, no, no. Dang, there's a lot. I picked up an ass load, if you will, of Assassin's Creed games because that's another series I've never played before. I've never played Assassin's Creed, so this is my big chance to get into that series. I mean, I know it's kind of at a low point, but I've still got a fascination with it, so we'll see. Oh, here's another Dreamcast classic, Shenmue, OG Shenmue. Which how many of these are there? I think there was a I don't remember. think 3 discs and something called Shenmue Passport. I don't even know what this is. But I know this is hailed by many as a classic. This is the invention of QuickTime events. And I know people aren't really a big fan of those, but I mean, it was innovative at the time. It was a new idea. So, um, what? Oh, now it's not all Dreamcast because I also got his entire GameCube library, which daggone, I forgot how tiny these discs are. So, Super Mario Sunshine, I've never played a Mario game either. Like, are you picking up maybe that I'm like mostly a PlayStation kid? Like, there are a lot of classic games that I've just never launched into. And there's some like some whatever games, Madden 02, Rogue Leader. But then you got Metroid Prime, Star Fox Adventure. I mean, that's pretty juicy. And then you've also got, let's see, uh, Resident Evil Zero, Eternal Darkness, Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, the Resident Evil remake, and of course, the GameCube to go with them, which is really great because my GameCube stopped working a long time ago. And I've got this new fancy looking black one. I just had the standard purple one. I had always meant to get another one because I still have my old GameCube games. I never really did crack. I cracked open like the OG Zelda as part of this like collector's edition, and just couldn't get into it at all. As I understand it, a lot of the Zelda games they tell independent stories, and so there's nothing really wrong with this. Just diving into a new one, and that's a good thing because I thought the first Legend of Zelda was just like straight up. Like people say that's a classic. It's a classic piece of crap. I thought the controls were bad. There's like no sense of direction or identity. Like it's just bad. It really is. Uh, but the my number one like all star GameCube game for me was Custom Robo. Oh my gosh, I played up a storm on this. Like you already know. Like if I can just turn the camera up a little bit, you see my Ultra Zord and Unicron chilling out up there. I got a little cube that's just all filled with Gundams over there. There's the Gurren Lagann cube that I got. Like giant robots were just my thing as a kid, and they still kind of are. So the idea of a game where you can build your own robot and it's got all these cool parts and you fight other robots, like it was sick. Unfortunately, I never actually beat it. There's two scenarios: one where you fight like evil Eldritch Abomination, and then there's like the tournament arc, and the tournament arc just kicked my ass all the way into next week. So it would be nice to take another crack at it now that I'm quite a bit older and wiser and hopefully better at video games. Uh, hmm, lots of Xbox games. Like not a lot of 360, a lot of Xbone games, and a lot of OG Xbox games. Let me fish these out real quick. see. Some of these I've already uh, covered, but I got his copy of the OG Halo, Max Payne 1 and 2, and Silent Hill 4 The Room. And hey, on the subject of Silent Hill, check this out. All right, y'all, get ready. Physical copies of Silent Hill 1 and 2. I mean, I know I didn't get the original box for 2, but like, daggone, this is a big deal. Uh, and again, I've seen people play these games, but I've never actually played them myself, and I am really looking forward to getting into these. It just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel complete until I've actually got my hands on them myself. You know. Well, there's lots of other PlayStation oddities. You know, Medieval, physical copy of Medieval, physical copy of Tekken 3. Oh my gosh, I played this an unhealthy amount as a child with kids who are just being little asshats, and they would like mash the start button to pause and unpause the game and try to trip you up. Metal Gear Solid, never played a Metal Gear game. Uh, that's not true. I played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I guess I just don't. I don't file that under Metal Gear because it's such a unique specimen in its own little genus. The odds and ends, I've managed to pick up two different copies of the original Driver, Beyond Good and Evil. What else? Those are just all my games. But yes, a very precious treasure trove of gaming from a very precious person in my life. So once again, big thanks to my Uncle Mike and Aunt Vicky. Thank you very much. Um, actually, one other thing. Uh, my Uncle Mike, he liked to collect very odd peripherals, all sorts of strange things like fold-up keyboards, and one of them is the switcher. Yeah, this is a sixth generation switcher from Pelican Accessories. If anybody's ever heard of them, I haven't. But yeah, it's for switching outputs. You can see it's got all the little component cable ports back there, and then it's got buttons, and it makes a really satisfying clacking sound when you press on them. And it even has little labels: PlayStation 2, GameCube, Dreamcast, and I don't have an Xbox yet, but I'm probably just gonna jack in my OG PlayStation over here. I should actually hold on a sec. Let me turn this more this way. Just yesterday, I picked up some more shelving. I mean, okay, so shelving's kind of an embellishment. It's just like a little rack for dishes. But I think it suffices. So, and a little bit more. Yep, that's what my retro gaming station looks like right now. And I picked this up from the same store where I got this right here. Uh, there's a place in town that sells little like teeny tiny alien figurines. I'm gonna like pour them down into this glass and use that as a decoration. Maybe get like a little light up base. Oh, and you can even see tucked away over here is a Wii U. Um, first thing I gotta do though, and you may have noticed this in the background. I've got a new. Okay, well, I'm kind of in front of it right now, but I've got a new TV, and I've got to get that set up because the one that I have right now, the uh, the component ports, they don't work. They are no good. They are kaput. They've been kaput since I bought it. Dude warned me. He said, "No, it only works with this very specific cable that plugs into this very like bespoke port in the back, and it only connects to PlayStation. So okay, I mean it's pretty cool just getting to play PS1, 2, and even 3 on an old CRT. But now I've got all these other consoles to think about, and other consoles that I'm planning on getting at some point. I really would like to get a 360. So the time for this bad boy is up. It's time to plug this in and hopefully it works because I haven't actually fired it up yet. But if it does, we're online for some uh, retro style gaming, and hopefully I can make that a stream thing, which segues nicely into the reason why I started talking about, the all the retro gaming stuff in the first place. Um, it's painful to even think about. So, a long time ago, right about the time the channel was starting, we we went ahead and streamed Psychonauts, right? The PC version of Psychonauts, and that was a blast. And I was planning on streaming Psychonauts 2 right after. Uh, but it wouldn't boot up. Ever. At all. Not even really trying. You would click on it and it would say that it's booting, and then it just wouldn't. And I tried that over and over again. I tried troubleshooting with someone on the Double Fine Discord, and we came to the conclusion that something was wrong with my DirectX installation. And so ever since then, you know, for a little over a year now, I've been on this quest of just like just making little baby steps and trying to get that fixed. It's been a very tumultuous, very dramatic year for me. Very difficult to deal with when you're trying to start and build a new YouTube channel. You've got all this other stuff coming in. Um, yeah, I talked to well, the first thing I tried to do was just try to install, like reinstall DirectX myself, try to update it. But it's such a nanny program. That's what I like to call it. It just won't let you. It'll say like, nope, it's up to date. No, it's good. You don't have to worry about it. And every time, and I just got to make the sour face and be like, can you just can you just do it anyway? Like, can you take my word for it? Like you say there's not, like, I'm basically being gaslit by my own computer, okay? You say there's not a problem, there's very visibly a problem. I could try booting up Psychonauts 2 right now, and it won't work. Right now. Like, I'm doing it. I'm clicking on it, launching, and there you go. Nothing burger. Nothing burger, hot and fresh. I can try and go into Steam. If the folder will open, yeah, go to Steam, go to my library, go to Psychonauts 2, hit the play button. It says stop, and then play. But nothing happened. Click it again. Nothing. Um, so after trying and failing to install or update DirectX, I had to go to like a local tech repair shop, and the guy was like a total douchebag. Had to go to a different local game shop, and that was also well. I mean, the guy was nice, but he just had to give me some bad news. He said the only way to do it is to reinstall Windows, and so like the past year has been me like making the move to get everything sort of backed up because right around that time was also when Windows announced the imminent end of support for Windows 10. And so I said to myself, let me just get a new hard drive and a brand new install for Windows 11. We'll start over fresh. Um, and so finally, after being busy with so much other stuff, I have just now begun to once again pursue um, the repair of my system, and it hasn't been going well. Uh, Windows 11 would not install. It would not. It would start and then it wouldn't finish. It would complain about some limitation that I didn't understand. I had to look up how to bypass it, and then that stopped it from working. I would just get a black screen with a cursor. Uh, so then I had to resolve to take the whole rig to the repair shop. And this thing is a monster, by the way. It weighs a ton, and I just really am not comfortable unplugging the many like dozens of cables running into it and then moving this very heavy, very delicate thing across town and then leaving it with someone else overnight. But that's the way it had to go. And more frustrating than that was getting there, and then all of a sudden I hear a very different story about how I'm doing it weird. Let's just do it this other way, where I just update the hard drive and the OS they already have. Go ahead and upgrade it to Windows 11, and then I'll be fine. And I was already very iffy about that because I wanted a fresh start to make absolutely 100% certain that none of the baggage from the previous non-functioning installation would be there. But he insisted, and he's the expert. So I just went ahead and let him do it. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. Um, so his next move was to do the same thing that I tried to do and reinstall slash update DirectX. And wonder of wonders, he actually did it. I don't know how. I don't know how he got DirectX to shut up, but I watched him do it. So DirectX should be fine. We're running Windows 11 right now with the new DirectX. Still doesn't fire up. Like, we've done almost everything that could possibly be done. Um, the only other advice he had for me was to just get in contact with Steam support. That's what he said was, if it's not a Windows thing and it's not a DirectX thing, it has to be a Steam thing. Uh, just talk to Steam support. And that's definitely not what you want to hear after you dropped a hefty chunk of change. Um, Changing operating systems really, when you really didn't have to, you really didn't even want to. And not only that, but switching to Windows 11 seems to have introduced new horrible problems like screens randomly turning off, no real explanation, or how about when I try to play City of Heroes and watch YouTube at the same time? The playback is just catastrophically bad. It is so choppy, so many dropped frames, like hundreds of dropped frames. Um, on hardware that really should be able to run it no problem. I think it might be a browser thing because I run kind of an odd bespoke browser. I browse on WaterFox, and after falling out with Firefox before, I think it's time to just go back to them. It's time to like stop trying to be different, stop trying to be hipster and contrarian, and just go back to what is common, what is popular, what works. just conform, and then life will be easier that way. So, gotta try and do all that. I've just been, again, as always, just way too busy. I've still got. I'm right back to my current job now, and that's taking a considerable amount of time and energy. And I just kind of got to try and squeeze in all my other projects in the middle of all that. Like just yesterday, my plan for yesterday was to just edit and edit and edit, but then I looked back and I'm like, huh, I'm running out of food. So I need to go shop for that, and I need to go shop for new shelving, and like some of my nice accessories, like my bracelets and stuff, have gone missing. I gotta go shop for that, and so I went way out of town and went on this huge shopping odyssey to just try and get all that out of the way so that I can concentrate on the stuff that I actually care about. It's just, oh man, more and more. I find that some of the most irritating things in life are just all the little distractions that keep you from doing you. But hey, at least I got this nice cool new Deftones shirt. I'm really loving that. I mean, I'm more of a Koi no Yokan guy and not so much into their self-titled album, but this is still pretty sweet. It's sweet. It's comfortable too. Uh, But in spite of it all, I've actually been making progress on editing the Father's Day video. I mean, I know Father's Day is now like way behind us and nobody's thinking of it. I want to try and get it done before MTG Edge of Eternities comes out. Because once that happens, nobody's really gonna want to be talking about Final Fantasy anymore. They're gonna move on to the new thing. So I'll try to do that. Um, I also have not finished putting together, like, I wanted to do a tier list of the official Final Fantasy MTG set. Um, Partly in terms of, function, but also in terms of form, like how well do concepts from Final Fantasy translate to MTG? How flavorful is this? How much do I enjoy the the name of the card and the art and the flavor text and all that? Like, how much does Final Fantasy come to life in this MTG set? I haven't really made a lot of headway with that. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't made any headway with that. That's gonna have to be something that I work on over time. Um, but look on the bright side. I did do a little updating for the channel. Um, the branding is mostly updated now across all the different platforms. Only thing I noticed is that my watermark for YouTube is still the old watermark. I gotta change it to the new one. But I got the new airing soon screen right here. And then I've also got this. You might have noticed this at the start of the stream. Yeah, so that's a screen that I've been meaning to cook up for a while, just as a way to like inform people of the kind of environments that they're stepping into, the kind of vibe that we're rocking here at Cross H Productions. Just say that, hey, there might be dirty words, there might be less than politically correct dialogue going on. And then I worked on a new end screen. And another thing I did, I almost forgot about this, was I'm working on a Cross H Productions soundtrack, which is right now just lo-fi mixes of some of my favorite tracks that I've kind of cooked up. I've got to figure out how to like. I'm probably gonna have to download some like plugins or whatever to get like a now playing going on somewhere on the screen. so that people can see what I'm listening to, and also just figure out how that works, audio wise. Because I'd like to listen to it too, but what's that going to be like? Listening to music piping out through the speakers and then going into the microphone while the desktop audio is also going. So it's like I'm worried about there being like a double play. Uh, I gotta I gotta figure that out. The obvious solution is to just wear headphones all the time, which I really don't want to do. Um, Man, what was I saying? This is really good, by the way. Mountain Dew Cabo Citrus, natural and artificial tropical citrus punch flavor. So it's just the usual seasonal flavors that they come out with. And I'm always a little wary about limited edition flavors because best case scenario is you fall in love with them and then you never get to taste them again. But they've got some good ones, like the Summer Freeze. Tastes exactly like a melted rocket pop that's been carbonated. So yeah, I still got a little tweaking to do on the channel. Got to fix the watermark. Gotta do like a now playing feature, and I want to figure out how to put up the little clock, uh, little like runtime clock for when I'm watching stuff, so that people can like follow along instead of having to watch the unwatchable video because copyright. Um, And I guess I should talk about it. But by the way, there's been a lot of hubbub about a reported like new uh, kind of a feature, kind of a policy change, kind of both, where YouTube is supposed to be cracking down on unoriginal content, and it's got a lot of React channels, shaking in their booties because it was very obviously conceived with the intent of cracking down on AI content, because as I understand it, that's becoming kind of an infestation on YouTube. But React channels are starting to worry that they're going to get caught in the caught in the crossfire. Mm, caught in the crossfire. Um, and I suppose that includes me. I mean, I don't really consider myself a React channel. Uh, Maybe that's just me being in denial. Like, I don't like calling myself a React channel. I don't like React or reaction as it exists in the online lexicon. It just feels like such a dirty word to me. I don't like to think of this channel as people queuing up to watch me make like dumb soy faces at stuff I find on the internet. I prefer the term uh, curate. Curate and critique. That's what it is. This is me, a connoisseur, just sort of sharing my tastes and interests and opinions with other people online. That's the idea. And I try to be ethical about it, and sometimes I have a little oopsie whoopsie about it. Sometimes the video is not transparent enough. And, YouTube, they decide whether or not I've paused to yap enough or whatever. But I try, okay? I try my best. I really do. I do not want to be one of those unethical reaction channels that just, whatever. This is never, and I've already talked about this before, so I'm not going to get too in depth about it now, but this is really not supposed to be a substitute for just going out and watching the real thing. Um, on that note, I am planning on watching K-pop Demon Hunters either next week or the week after. Not really sure. Depends on whether or not I can get this tier list put together. Uh, I know K-pop Demon Hunters is feature length, so that would be They'll be sitting down for a while and watching this Netflix movie, and that's got me kind of nervous because I don't know. Sometimes Netflix plays nice, sometimes they don't. You know that when I try to watch the DMC anime, like the new one, um, one of the episodes is just missing right now because it was blocked. Not a copyright strike. I went ahead and double checked that, and it says no, this is not a strike. And like, thank goodness. But yeah, I had planned on watching it this stream, but something in my gut told me that that is not the way because there's a lot of other stuff that I want to check out, and I don't want to mix that in with all this other stuff, and the whole thing gets taken down for whatever reason. Even though I don't play audio, even though the video is almost unwatchable, I try very hard, and a lot of times it feels like that's just not good enough. Not for YouTube and not for Netflix. Yeah, and let's see. You know, I was talking about the Final Fantasy. You know, the Father's Day video I put together. I really need to print up proxies of my fan made Final Fantasy set so that I can make a video where it's me and my dad um duking it out with the new fan made set that I made, and then he gives us critique on which he thinks is better. And speaking of that, I never did follow through on my plan to like make the set available to the public through a link. I got to work on that at some point over the course of the next week. Hopefully, now that I've taken care of like some of my shopping needs, I can worm that into my schedule a lot better now. So I think that's it for like current projects. Yeah. And I was planning on like painting at some point. I'm just really worried about this gaming thing because like, what's gonna happen if I talk to the stream support guy and he's like, no, I haven't got a clue. Like that would be it. Like that would be it all the way. It like exhausted absolutely all options, all prospects of gaming on Steam on this channel just down the drain now and forever, which would be absolutely catastrophic. You know, Steam's already not looking good right now. The way that their games just aren't working. It just feels like again I've been gaslit by like the entire gaming community. They say Steam is this awesome thing, well, I've downloaded 3 games from Steam, and only one of them works. You know, they say 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Well, by that logic, 1 out of 3 is indeed very bad. Like, I don't get it. I'm not getting the appeal of stream so far, guys. It's not working. And so, in lieu of Steam, I would have to figure out how to get console streaming working. And so, and that was something I was already going to do because I've just got such an enormous backlog. It would be nice to not have to rebuy all these games. Just play the ones that I got on stream for content. And also just the idea that I had of like taking the retro gaming experience up a notch by just taking the camera and then pointing it at my CRT and doing it the old school way, the 2005 YouTube way, but do it with like, you know, more modern flair and production values and all that kind of thing. So that it's actually retro instead of just being, you know, Flophouse production passed off as retro. Um, so, and by the way, I don't know how long the stream is going to be. It's been an hour. It's probably not going to be longer than 2 hours. Um, because I nixed my idea of watching K-pop Demon Hunters today in lieu of just kind of going over some of the random oddities that I've taken an interest in lately. And these aren't necessarily new developments. Some of these videos are actually old, but I've discovered them fairly recently, so I wanted to check those out. Here we go. And excuse me? That doesn't seem right. Where's the display capture? Okay, there it is. So I don't know where to start. Uh I guess I'll start out with this. This is the trailer for Bullet Time, directed and created by Eddie Alcazar, which it's only like 26 seconds long. I have watched this a ridiculous number of times already. So let's now I'm going to go ahead and share it with you guys, just in case you didn't know. Hold on a sec. Let me make sure. Let me make sure my audio is in order. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Okay, there we go. There's been a lot of upheaval here at the production house, as I've unplugged and replugged things, so I wasn't sure that I had my headphones in order for a second there. Dude, this looks sick. Oh my gosh, that looks sick. This absolutely comes off as a I think I can turn this off. This comes off as a missing link between like Rocco's Modern Life and Ren and Stimpy. This is very like Nickelodeon core with like the mess and the weird bulging eyeballs and stuff, and the whole sound font. The faux Nintendo 64 that looks like it has a green churro shoved in it or something. I love how detailed the background is. Although one thing I notice about this that is kind of concerning is that uh almost the entire, like, I guess this is supposed to be like the first episode. Seems like the first episode takes place almost entirely in this one location. Which you can do that. And if they're gonna do that, I love that they packed it full of detail, but it is a little weird. But then this is, I can't complain too much. This seems like an indie animation situation, and clearly the guy has poured his heart and blood and sweat and tears into it. But it looks really sick. It's just everything about the vibe, the energy that this puts forward. I'm absolutely into it. Um, and it just says coming soon. Like it doesn't have any date associated. I should probably actually see if I can find this guy on like Insta or Twitter or something, and then maybe try and keep up with him that way. Unless maybe on his channel he's at, like, no, on his channel he's got almost nothing going on. I would have to look this guy up on social media and see if I can find some more information on this because I'm very, very interested in this possible new series. It looks hype. Like I said, very Nickelodeon core. Another one that I picked up on. This one's really great. It's Midnight Vampire by Takena. This video in particular is only 10 months. It's 10 months old. Uh, but I mean, it's really good. And as you can see, this person has all sorts. Like this is their thing, right? This is their bag. They do stop motion animation, which is so difficult, and it's why I really want to support them. Like anyone willing to pursue this very challenging medium uh, needs all the love and support they can get because this is not a light undertaking by any means. Like even just this 7 minutes and 30 seconds of stop motion, I can't imagine how much effort went into this. The effort and craft. Well, let's just go ahead and fire it up, right? Instead of talking endlessly about it. Love it already. That's oh my gosh. I should probably turn this off. Like it should be fine, right? But like right away, love the character design. You know, the titular Midnight Vampire is super duper cute with her little yawn and her little tummy growls. And then the the title card that slams you in the face right after. No pomp and circumstance. Oh my gosh. And no dialogue, by the way. Just in case you thought that was weird. And you see, she's a vampire, so she needs to be invited in. The little look that they gave each other was so good too. The the way you communicate visually uh important information is like doubly important when you decide to go with no dialogue. Like you have to explain everything through facial features and little bodily movements. Oh my gosh, I know that's supposed to be scary, but like just look at her little teethers. She's so cute. There's also not a lot of music in this, but the music that you do hear, it's used very tastefully and effectively, and it's really good sound design, I think. Very odd sounds that are being made. Oh, and then that too, like now that she's sated, the craze, like bloodlust in her eyes goes away. Yep, that's me. That's me after I eat just a big old medium rare burger. Just succumbing to the itis. Right. You ever do that? You ever just sit in front of a TV that's not even turned on and just think about life? Very odd choice having I think I've actually been in houses like that where the doors are the same colors of the walls. Sliding doors are cool though. Mm, that's not cool though. That is not cool. She doesn't. I'm sorry. She doesn't even wipe her face at all. Was she just gonna go out like that? Oh, that's nice. This is such a tiny little like editing detail. I forget what this effect is called, but it's the idea of like implying a progression in location without actually doing it. So, the titular midnight vampire, I don't know if she has a name, but she like looks over, sees the door, and then there's this little close up of the door implying that the next thing we see is what's on the other side of the door. And what we see is this Plague of Gripes looking fellow. Man, maybe I haven't maybe I'm not familiar with snuff films, but that is some very I don't know. Let me be a little film critique here. That's very basic framing right there. You can't get something more dramatic. Ooh, you can see that she's already roughed up a little bit. Do you see her heel? Her heel's kind of beat up. Oh man, that's a rough looking axe too. This guy is so weird. Like he's supposed to be creepy, but again, he just comes off as really goofy. He seems really awkward. Like this is his first time doing this. And he's got the wide-eyed stare too. The comedic timing on this is just impeccable. The way everybody looks around like just no one knows what to make of this completely alien element in this situation. Yep, taken in the situation. Another very subtle editing thing is like again implying the vampire's like view of the situation. First she's looking at the guy, then a little like I think it's called like a rag zoom. Like now she's focusing on the camera and she's starting to understand what it is that's going on. I like the very subtle, minimal um animation going on here. Like they're not doing big, exaggerated kabuki style bodily movements to tell you what's going on. Like just like little head movements to say what they're trying to say. Oh dude, you do not want this. This is I think the moment when she closes the door behind her is the moment when you need to start worrying. Because clearly this lady knows that she can take you in a fight, right? Hold on a second. My bad. I keep forgetting that OBS is not doing its job. Like I've got a little multi chat here. It's supposed to put YouTube and Twitch together, and it's just not doing it. So I have to keep Twitch up to see Twitch chat. Hey man, what's going on? Sup, Kamen Rider? Yeah, we just got done with a little story time talking about what I've been up to the past couple weeks, and then talking about current projects. And now we're checking out some animation. We watched the trailer for Bullet Time. But who was that again? Hold on a second. That was Bullet Time by Eddie Alcazar. And now we're firing up Midnight Vampire by Takena. and it's a riot. I gotta say. Hold on a sec. Let me. It'll be better if I can do it like this. I really just need a third monitor, really. Because trying to cram OBS and Twitch on one screen, it's not working out. It doesn't let you do it. But thanks for joining us, man. Good to see you. Always happy to see you, first time chatter. That's good too. I like that. I like when this dude decides that he just found a way better snuff film to film. He's got his eyes on the prize. Oh, you see that? You see, this was something that I didn't pick up on until I had watched this like a couple times. Was she does her little karate chop, and then his right arm gets all like flippy floppy. Oh, by the way, content warning. In case you weren't in case you weren't already alerted by her like drinking blood and then caving a guy's skull in with her bare hands. Well, not bare. She's got gloves on. It was a little, might be a little intense. I guess I don't process how this might be disturbing to some people because to me this just looks super adorable. And there you go. There's the only dialogue in the whole thing. It's just little like non audible like text dialogue like old timey style. Man, I feel really bad. I keep doing that too. Is I keep forgetting that OBS isn't really doing the OBS thing and working the way it's supposed to and showing me everybody's chat from both platforms. And so I eventually I remember and I tune into to Twitch to see chat that's going on, and then I find out that there was a chat that I missed. Very frustrating. Very need to fix that. I don't get it. Like, it says right there. It says uh that it's filtering in chat from YouTube and Twitch, but it's just not. Let me fiddle with the switch and see if that helps at all. Show t- yes, show timestamps, you ninny. Why would you not? OBS. Well, now she just gives the little nod. I love that like single tone playing. It sounds like an old air conditioner rattling around. I know, and I've seen. Here's the thing, right? Uh, I was thinking, oh no, what if one of those crossbow bolts hits her in the heart? I mean, she's a vampire. Won't she? Won't she go down if like a wooden stake pierces her heart? But I did a little fact checking. Let me look this up and show you guys. If I look up, uh, crossbow bolts. No, that's not a good idea. I had to I had to like switch off just to make sure that I don't like accidentally dox myself. Uh, okay, everything's in order. Um, if you look on Amazon for crossbow bolts, this is what you see. So most crossbow bolts are made of either uh, carbon or aluminum. They're not made of wood anymore. So even if these crossbow bolts were to pierce her heart, she would not perish. Love that sound effect. The sound effects sound very like Final Fantasy VII, like MIDI, but a punchy kind of MIDI. Ooh, love the music here. Yeah, speaking of that, Final Fantasy VII, that sounds a lot like Sephiroth. And the guy with the camera, always just eyes on the prize. This part, I might want to put this on because it gets a little, yeah, bam. Oh, that's cool. Strike a pose. That's sick. That's going on the DVD cover. And then just slowly back away. Maybe it's okay. Uh, nope. Oh, the music that plays here is really good too. Wise decision to just have the music and the sound effects because you can clearly tell that he's screaming, but still no voice, nothing. And that's that. And the mysterious vigilante has vanished. And then she just goes to bed like nothing happened. Like, I'll regenerate that. Cute little industrial beat place. Yo, super good. Huge props to all these folks here. Oh my gosh, was fun and adorable and cool and creepy. Just a great mix of everything, really. I'm vibing. And then, of course, to cap it off, you gotta have caved in head guy just vibing with the midnight vampire. Oh man, looking good. All right, and there you go. That is Midnight Vampire. Super good. Uh, I should really check out other stuff they've got going on because I am way into the vibe that they're giving off. Again, that's Midnight Vampire by Takena. Takena. And then something that I discovered, just like, oh my gosh, okay, that is way too loud. Um, this is something that I only discovered within the past, like, 1 or 2 days. This is The Astonishing Spider-Man by the artist JF. This just randomly popped up in my recommendations, and it is super sick. It's a good thing that I don't actually play the audio on stream because this is the Crystal Method. Very copyrighted. Very big trouble. I'm honestly surprised this guy was able to get away with it, but let's go ahead and check this out. Brief warning though, there are some like flashing red and blue lights in here. Uh, like, I'm not epileptic myself. I don't necessarily know if this would trigger epilepsy, but there is a part that made my eyes hurt. But here we go. We got the epic electronic pumping over some very gritty looking Spider-Man. Like, this looks so cool. Love the character design. Love the palette. Love the vibe. This is so like late 90s, early 2000s. Like, I can easily imagine another timeline where instead of getting Spider-Man Unlimited, we got this. Sick choice of music, by the way. 10 Miles Back by Crystal Method. That shot right there. Just that brief little shot of Spider-Man running with the title card. So effective. And then this too. This is a side of Spider-Man that you don't get to see enough, I don't think, where it's just like dark, almost cyberpunk. Such a powerful atmosphere going on here. Oh, okay, yeah, that does hurt my eyes. Apologies there. I didn't see it coming. I forgot that this was where it happened. Let me just put that up. And yeah, yeah. Even when I'm not looking directly at it, that still hurts my eyes. Yeah, that is sick. This is the Spider-Man I can really get into. I really wish that this was like a full-blown series. Now, unfortunately, it seems like this person, the artist JF, only active like 3 years ago, and I don't really know. Now, hold on a second. This guy's got a little bit more stuff going on. Hold on, let me check this out. I've never seen this before. He's got a short up that's more astonishing Spider-Man. And it's got more red and blue, but it doesn't hurt my eyes as bad as the last one. Oh, that font too. Very, very late 90s, early 2000s. And he's got one more. This is cool. This is like it's like a storyboard, but it's a very finished storyboard. Or like I don't know. Would you call this storyboard? I don't know what you call this. Like an outline of like the action with voiceover. Like pre-visualization basically. Again, this is someone who I really gotta like get on social media because I really don't use for social media for much other than just promoting my channel. I should really see if I can pick up on the scent of these other artists and see what they're up to because I really love to see more of this. Now, there is one other thing that I'd like to check out before cracking into the new One Piece chapter, and this is the long awaited, hotly anticipated Guyver Midnight. This is a fan made short film. It's not feature length. I thought it was. Um, but it is a little passion project, so I shouldn't be too disappointed. Um, I mean, really, just getting anything Guyver related is great. Maybe I should have been following the project more closely, but it finally came out right around the time that I took my 2 week break. So it's been sitting on the back burner for a while, but now we finally get to fire it up. This is my first time checking out Guyver Midnight from the channel Guyver Midnight. Let's fire this up. Oh, that's loud. I mean, he's got the suits. Suits looking the way they're supposed to. Like the mood, like the lighting. It's dark and eerie like Guyver should be. Man, what I wouldn't give for like a feature length, like big budget Guyver released in theaters. And I gotta say, just seeing the classic Kronos uniforms in live action, so good. Okay, so that's your Sho Fukumachi. He doesn't look like much like a show. He looks more like a Joe. Imagine if that's what they had gone for. If he was like Joe Fukumachi and he was only like half Japanese. Ghost of Narisawa. Yep, and he's already got the Guyver unit. Whereabouts unknown. There it is, looking cool. Looking the way it should. Right. Oh man, what is this gonna look like? Because the little bit that we already saw the Guyver, he was looking pretty cool. That does not sound like a good idea, my man. Well, I don't know about that. Oh man. Dang. It is on site. On site. I mean, to be fair, if it was my girl that was kidnapped, it'd be on site with me too. See, that's actually something about like other versions of the Guyver that always bothered me was he's got this laser that comes out of his forehead, right? And he just like operates it with thought. Like, think about how awesome that is. That you don't have to like reach for your pistol and pull it out or anything. You can just think about blowing someone away and then you just do it. Like there's no way to see it coming. And you see how fast it happens too. How fast it warms up, how fast the laser comes out. I mean, it's a laser. So I just can't help but think about how many situations could be solved, how many hostage situations could be diffused if show just resorted to, the head beam right away. We'll never see it coming. There's no real counterplay to it. And I've never been too clear on if zoonoids have enhanced physiology while they're in their human forms. I think they kind of do, but I don't know if they're as tough when they're just humans. Okay, now he looks more like a show. I don't know what it was about his headshot, but it just made him look very, I don't know, not like a show. Yeah, Tetsuro, there's my man. Oh, he so looks the part. Well, looking at them now, like as a trio, like, oh yeah, okay. Now I'm really feeling the casting on this one. Like, I take back what I said. That is your live action show Fukumachi right there. Nice. Oh my gosh, I need more of the series. You know how hard it is to fall in love with something that will just never ever finish? I got into the series when I was like 8 years old, man. And still, it is not complete. And sorry to say, it probably never will be complete. The guy who makes Guyver seems to have just dipped for whatever reason. Very sad. At this point, I would be on board with someone else buying out the IP. There he is. There's the man. Oh my gosh, that's his cat. Look at that. Looks so much like my family's cat when I was like 5. Oh my gosh, so cute. Original work by Yoshiki Takaya. Man, this is the guy. I wonder what he's up to now. Man, I miss Skyber. At this rate, I would be okay with somebody else buying out the IP and like finishing it up. Because like if he's not gonna do it, like better something than nothing. That's what I like to say. Like even in cases of like really bad uh reboots or late sequels or follow-ups like that, like better something than nothing because at least that keeps the franchise alive. That keeps fan dialogue alive. Gets people talking, gets people thinking, gets people interested in the series as a whole. Better something than nothing. So, hmm, could really could really go for a finale. Boy, I think this is our Lisker here, or Risker, depending on what translation you're going with. They talking about the second Guyver unit? It looks like a gym teacher I know. Oh, yeah, it is a little dinged up. It's the same color, though. Nice. Oh, man, I do hope we get another follow up of this. Maybe the next one's going to be called Guyver Dawn or something like that. Or Guyver Before the Dawn. And there you go, man. That's the team. Only thing that's kind of missing is they could use a stronger soundtrack. Like I could use more leitmotifs from the old school like late '80s anime or OVA or whatever you want to call it. So now I think I'll check out the new One Piece chapter. As soon as I get to work, because it's actually kind of funny right now. And I am very sorry to say, but I have been kind of spoiled on this chapter. Because you know how One Piece fans are. Like, any One Piece fan with a public profile on YouTube or whatever, they just can't help themselves when it comes to uh, video titles or thumbnails. But this chapter right here is called Chapter 1154 I Can't Even Die. And the cover story this time is At the Grave of a Hero Born in West Blue and Brought Up in Ringo. What? Hold on. At the grave of a hero. Here, thanks. Full screen ad. Thank you. Um, at the grave of a hero born in West Blue and brought up in Ringo. Who? Hold on. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta look this up. Show me folks who come from West Blue. Okay, I gotta see this. Kind of hard to see when there's more ads. Okay. No, not from no, 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 not the Rumbar Pirates, not the Thriller Bark Pirates, not the Tank Pirates, not Kano Country. Um, uh, who? I don't get it. Who was born in the West Blue and brought up in Ringo? I'm just trying to look for any clues. This is very clearly an old grave. It's a very beat up grave. Um, with swords of all kinds right in front of it. It couldn't be Ryuma, could it? Because I thought Shimotsuki Ryuma, I thought he was like born in Wano. But then if you actually read Wanted, like that takes place in a very Western style town. I mean, I know it's not like one for one just because it's called West Blue. That doesn't mean that it's all Western themed, but I don't know any character that comes from West Blue and then was in Ringo. Let me look up Wano instead. I know that's probably not going to help because Wano has a ridiculous number of characters in it. And of course, we've been stuck in Wano for so long, the entry for Wano is just ridiculously long. It's not Toki, is it? They wouldn't put a bunch of swords in front of Toki's grave, would they? I don't remember where Toki came from. No, didn't she? Okay, Toki. Uh, show me history. Born around 830 years ago, before the present time, during the Void Century, uh, despite being part of the Amatsuki daimyo family, she did not know about her homeland. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of deceased characters. I don't know. It's not Bonzaburo. No one's pulling up to see the Kurozumi family. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a brand new character that we've never seen before. I can't imagine what possible relevance they could have. But all I know right now is I'm getting kind of chilly. I need to turn down the fan. Um, it's from Oda. 63 years ago, Ja Rule. I keep forgetting his name is Ja Rule. It's very funny to me. The oldest man in the present day lost his partner. It's the Big Mom incident. Cascade Beard Ja Rule was struck down dead by the hands of a certain young girl. Her name was Charlotte Linlin, a mere human, yet she left a large part of the giant village in ruins. She would later go on to become a Yonko, earning the epithet Big Mom. That same year, Elbaf faced a string of tragedies. It was calamity after calamity. Sudden fires, windstorms, and bitter cold waves devastated the crops. The abnormal weather also brought fishing to a halt. This once magnificent land had fallen into famine. Now do you see this is all that child's doing? This land was cursed because you all failed to kill it immediately. No, surely it's just a coincidence. Oh, jeez. No, guy, he's staring at me. Prince Loki. Wait, where did we leave off before? So, last thing I remember is Loki was like crawling his way back up the tree. So he's just back now. Take it away. Don't let that monster near me again. Prince Loki, you have to keep away from your mother's room. Gouge out those monstrous eyes. If left unchecked, his curse will grow till it brings about this nation's collapse. Ooh, is that what they did? Is that why he's got the bandages? The edgy bandages? I'm hungry. Sorry, sweetie, that was the last bit of bread we had. You're going reaving? We could easily steal what we need from the humans. Ain't that how it's always been in Elbaf's history? Don't be ridiculous. A senseless raid on them would only bring shame to Elbaf. That's the law of the land now. I mean, well, that and you're stealing food for like tiny people. You're stealing little tiny loaves of bread that you could crush between your fingertips. Those bastards from Hunter's village are attacking. What are they? It seems they've hit other villages too. Quick, arm yourselves. Don't let them loot the village. Internal giant struggles weren't unheard of during desperate times, but these incidents only resulted in making the period more severe and bloody. The country was engulfed in chaos and misery. I heard a rumor about that princeling born in the castle. He's cursed. And the bitterness festered as spirits broke. Hey, wait. Hey, how's your... The the page isn't loading. The page... Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. I did not mean to do that. Oh, crap. I did not realize that the shield was not turned on. My little... I call it my shield. I don't like doing that. I didn't like that that happened. Hopefully this won't be a problem later. I don't like that that happened. We're pretty deep in the chapter too. That's probably going to have to be something that I fix. Maybe I'll edit this real quick and then reload. Like re-upload it in its edited version because I don't want there to be copyright problems just because this happened. Like this is something that happened by accident. Okay, let me reload this. Like if I take it off, oh, that's very visible. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. For now, let's just finish up this chapter. Hey, how's Rudin? Your but hold on a second. Something's not right. There. Sorry, it's just again OBS wasn't doing what it's supposed to do. Hey, how's Rudin? Your brother doomed this country with his curse. As his elder brother, you'll take responsibility as a sacrifice. What are you talking about? Don't you know my son's a cutie who's gonna be the world's longest living man? Can it, Ida? You're nothing but an outsider who seduced Harold. Go to hell. I love this country. Don't you lay a finger on my mom. I'm gonna flatten you. King Harold. Daddy. King Harold. Brothers, you must not fight amongst each other. The king? Word reached me about Loki's birth and the recent famine. I was building a report with various nations. When the news came, our allies acted without hesitation. They loaded tons of food and supplies to be shipped here. Humans may be small in stature, but not well. Our allied nations came together to ensure that we got enough to truly fill and satiate our giant bellies. We graciously accept their aid. How are we supposed to dock on the island? It's as big as you'd expect. Dig in and fill your hearts with gratitude. Wait, hold on. Oh. This one says Gyahaha. So did Dorenbergen not originally come from here? If these good folk are ever in a pinch, it'll be our job to return the favor with all our might. Remember, this tiny world is ours to share. Queen Estrid continued to publicly declare that the plagues suffered by Elbaf were brought on by the accursed prince, right up until the eve of Harold's return. She denounced her son with bitter hatred until her final anguished breath. Now, poor little dude. Got no eyes? Naturally, the people believed her passing was part of the curse. Loki, my son, he was born with a condition that affects his eyes. Well, he could see, but I understand. What a pity. He can't even smile for me. I guess it makes sense. He did just lose his mother. At only a few months old, Loki had. At only a few months old, Loki had given up on love. You sure have a lot of scrapes. No, those are. Harold's diplomacy soon started to bear fruit, and Elbaf's winter finally came to a close. Branch Route 1? That's right. It'll help build inter-village trade and communication. Restoring the fractured nation and venturing across the seas continued to be prioritized while other things became an afterthought. Freak. Estrid's older brother was appointed as Loki's personal steward. Oh my gosh. Smooth move. Uh, this is the realm of the dead. Isn't it dangerous here? The coastline keeps this area separated, so the beasts won't come near. You're so cute when you're worried. Don't you have training with Elbow from Westville? Elbow? What kind of name is Elbow? You should head back. This is Ida's Tavern, you hear. Fishermen, castaways, even pirates. I'm ready for any and all customers. With any luck, it'll be of help to Harold. 56 years ago, Ja Rule's house. You were at the scene of the reverie. Hold on a second. You you were at the scene of the reverie incident, Harold? 56 years ago. 56 years ago, there was a reverie incident. I don't know. Have we heard about this before? Um, yeah, my friend was one of the invited kings. He smuggled me in as one of his guards. I couldn't ask the questions I wanted to without blowing my cover. If that murder hadn't happened, I might have been exposed. Murder? And the king of Elbaf is not allowed at the reverie? If you were caught, all this would be the least of your worries. Haven't you heard the tale of the Galera Warhammer Company? Kanji is Great Hammer Battalion. Furigana might be a spin on Galley. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up on. Galley Law? They're that gruff troop of giant shipwrights that arm themselves with warhammers, right? I thought they were just a myth. No, they existed. Hold on a second. Galley Law. Troop of giant shipwrights. So are these the guy? I don't know. I'm getting like, again, I'm looking for connections to like the Noah and how it's this enormous ship and how to fix it, the Sea Kings would need help from that tribe. Okay, no, they existed. They really did travel far and wide, sending letters back to Elbaf. I received the final letter myself. It said they'd all been captured. Can you believe it? Over 100 warriors were taken prisoner, including ancient giants. You think the world government was responsible? Hold on a second. So, so this was 56 years ago, right? And this guy kind of looks like Oimo or Kashi. I don't remember which is which. So is this the situation where, like, they were forced to, like, guard Ennie's lobby or whatever? Not too clear. And the ancient giants that were captured, is that connected to, like, the ancient giants? Like the artificial ancient giants, research on Punk Hazard? You think the world government was responsible? There is no doubt that they once faced a great enemy. However, they sank deep into the ocean at a certain point in history. To be blunt, there's probably a deeper reason why your ideals haven't worked out, and it has nothing to do with you. Lingering animosity, huh? These are just rumors, but I also heard a story about a frozen army of giants somewhere. Okay, that definitely sounds like Punk Hazard. It seems our people are regarded as enemies of the larger world. Clearly, but I've already resolved to face any hurdle. This is also kind of connecting to Ors. Prince Loki, I know you cursed and killed my little sister. Prince Loki. Why is why are the little heart signs when he's clearly saying something very horrible? Now let's see what kind of garbage we'll be serving up today. Ah, the horse of fortune died. The steward's body was in the realm of the dead. 48 years before present day, the villagers drew closer in terms of trade and identity, and the nation stood together. My dream is to join hands with many other countries around the planet, for the giant race to be welcome all over this grand world. King Harold's so cool. He's changed so much. He's going to be a king who will go down in history. Well, you look thrilled, Hadruden. Is it because you're illegitimate? Prince Loki is the true heir, right? You're just an illegitimate throwaway. Beat 'em all up, guys. This is Elbaf, the world's strongest country. We don't need weaklings here. Wow, so Loki's been rocking that drip since he was a little kid. Loki, driven by scorn, unleashed chaos onto Elbaf. He laughed at the feeble as they ran. Hey, Loki, Dad went through hell to rebuild this village. Huh? You think you get to call my father Dad? I don't get why everyone respects him. He's dumb for trying to play nice with those human insects. That's crap. Wow, Loki is daggone. The difference between 5'11" and 6 feet, right? Man, he's huge. We should all try to see from each other's perspectives. Don't get cocky just because you're big. Being cocky is my right. I'm the prince. Don't you dare talk back to me, runt. R. Hajruden, stay back, Gerd. He'll think you're his friend. Lucky will hit you next. We are his friends, you dummy. Oh, man. The little kid Goldberg is so cute. Wait, so this whole time, Loki's actually been blind. Like, they aren't just aesthetic bandages. They aren't just there for him to look cool. So this whole time, he's been using, I guess, Kenbun Shoku no Haki to see around. Hajruden, are you okay? He needs first aid. You're so pathetic I could puke, Hajruden. You're just a group of weaklings huddling together. It's because of your mom's filthy blood. Young master, that's going too far. He's still the son of the king. He's also a prince. Don't call him a prince. Loki spread pain and destruction, but nothing he did filled the hole in his own heart. Oh, no, he still got his eyes. And he's doing the same thing that Kaido did, where he's trying to like plummet to his. He's trying to leap to his doom, like he's in the first Power Rangers movie. So he still has his eyes. He just has to cover them. It's funny that he's taking after Kaido and his mannerisms because I was already thinking that Harold right here looks a lot like Kaido when they were both young. He's got the same facial hair. Weird, like mixed messages where these guys are harassing Hajrun because he's illegitimate, but then people also don't care for Loki, and Loki's like a public menace. And oh boy. All right. Oh, whoops. Bumped it to the microphone. All right, folks. Here, I think we're coming up on the thing that I was kind of spoiled on. Uh, what's the deal with this island? Where's the welcome committee? Oh my gosh. Someone just chopped the top of that mountain off for fun. Like Voodoo Child. I stand up next to a mountain. I chop it down with the edge of my hand. Uh, oh, oh, we've found one. Look, it's a giant whelp. This is definitely Elbath. Gee ha ha ha. This brat's got one hell of a devil face. I know he's a giant, but isn't he a bit too big? Hey kid, why are you crying? Okay, which one do I read first? Harold spotted this particular man eight years ago during the reverie. The reverie. All right, kid, you better say yes to both these questions. I ain't the type that takes no for an answer. Whoops. He single handedly killed a Navy HQ admiral and vanished without a trace. This feat earned him a massive bounty and the government's ire. First off, this is Elbath, land of the giants, yeah? Second, we'll find Harold here, yeah? Alright, it's it's the big man, Big Stepper, Rox D. Zebek, future captain of the Rox Pirates, father of Emperor Blackbeard. Which, yeah, I not too surprised by that because I had already seen his face, and yeah, he definitely has the countenance, doesn't he? With the lips and the like boxer's nose and the facial hair, and yeah, yeah, this is Blackbeard's dad. He's his dad. I did not call the crazy like Yu-Gi-Oh looking zebra hair though. Yeah, this guy looks sick. This is sweet character design. And so he was at the Reverie and killed an admiral. Interesting. I'd like to know more about that, but yeah, this is pretty sick. And that's the chapter. Um, okay, so we get some juicy little bits. Mostly I think it's a lot of tying things together. It's a lot of like, hey, Galley Law. Well, it's like giving us the roots of Galley Law, it seems, and making some connections to, you know, Galley Law and like Water 7 and Ennie's Lobby and Punk Hazard. Like that stuff's all very interesting. And then just reinforcing, Loki's a little bastard. And now, well, like all that stuff was cool, but now it's really getting juicy with Roxy Zebek showing up. Like it does bother me that we're still not going back to the presents because I really would like a resolution to all the stuff that's going on with like Emu turning giants evil. I like to get a bit of a follow up on that before going forward with this flashback. Now I'm starting to get a little more invested. But I think that'll do it for this chapter and this stream. I don't know if the stream is going to stay up because I am a little nervous about copyright because when I first started reading the chapter, I forgot to put up this little, this thing. So I don't know if that's going to get me in trouble. I don't know if I'm going to have to like fix this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know if I want to just let it rock and hope nothing bad happens, or if I want to take it down and then edit it and put it back up. But I figure I'll worry about that on my own time. For now, as always, thanks for tuning in. Uh, if you could leave a like, that'd be appreciated. Subscription, even more so. And feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about some of the stuff that we checked out today, or maybe recommend some new indie animation. You can tell me what you thought about the new One Piece chapter. You can spin your theories and you know all the support thus far is greatly expressed, great um okay. um Sorry, that's just something that my camera randomly does. Is it just randomly decides that it's going to turn on AI tracking. I don't know. I don't know if somewhere in the middle of my stroke speak, I just like accidentally activated like a voice command or something. But yeah, so um, all the support thus far is appreciated, because every like and every comment and every subscription, every view helps push us on to bigger and better things. Until then, though, expect us to come back on the 20th. I think the 20th, unless One Piece is on break. I don't think it is. I'll have to double check that. Um, Rule of thumb is, if there's a new chapter, then we'll be streaming, and if not, then we just won't. Best way to keep up is to just follow me on all my little socials, and so um, I guess I'll see you all next time. You have a good day. Until then, enjoy my new end screen. And hopefully next time uh, I'll have my Cross H Productions playlist ready to play. And I'll have some other little things spruced up in time for next Sunday. See you later.